sometimes things don't necessarily come out how you want them, but where you want to start with since we at it?
Speaking of things don't come out like you want them and words can be hard, your girl, Angel Reese, has said some things, brother.
Yeah,
And before we go any further, I'm only saying your girl because you are a Chicago Sky fan. I'm not trying to make it deeper than what it is. We are about to have a legitimate conversation about Angel Reese comments. That's what I just want to get the preference out for the people that go left when it no needs to go left.
thank you. So, Angel Reese, she definitely came out and said, "Hey, we gotta make some upgrades here.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta we gotta build this roster if we want to compete."
Mm-hmm.
And they suspended her for a half because I believe conduct detrimental to the team,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people had thoughts.
They
Let me
supposed to
get
have thoughts.
yours.
They supposed to have thoughts because what she said was true, but just because it's true don't need to be said publicly. And then the part that got it was she was specific. Like, hey, point guard trash. I mean, she didn't say it verbatim like that, but pretty much that's what she said. Hey, she old, trash. Hey, Haley, she ain't good. You know what I'm saying? What we doing? Like, hey, some of these other people, we got to get people up out of here. And sometimes, like, you can read an article and sometimes you are loosely quoted. They didn't loosely quote this day, like you say. So if I'm a teammate and I'm reading this or I'm hearing this, it's like, how else am I supposed to interpret this? Like, you basically saying this roster is trash. We need to get better. We on the roster. Who are you talking to? I don't care if I'm trash. You don't tell me. You don't. I'm not supposed to take that as objective criticism or like that. I'm not supposed to take that on the chin and be like, hey, she's right. I do gotta play better. Bruh, you could have said that, you know what I'm saying? Get a group chat and express yourself. You don't say that. I don't I it's no way around that, bro. She's wrong in this situation. She's right with what she said. She's wrong for saying it out loud.
I can I can understand that. And I do agree, yes, there are some issues with how she said it. And I also can understand it though as well because I mean it's your second year and I'm sure Angel Reese has never lost like this ever in her career.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And so doing that and winning, I believe they're 10 of 34 this season,
Yes.
like 10 and 34, that can weigh on you.
Yes.
You like, and so sometimes when you're saying certain things and you're in the heat of the moment, it's very hard to necessarily censor yourself. And yes, if you want to be a leader on this team, you are going to have to learn how to, give the coach speak per se. And or just kind of be like, next question. And it's hard, especially in this day and age. So I think the half game suspension was kind of excessive, in my opinion.
Stupid.
Like that was to me, that was excessive. I understand, hey, giving an apology, clearing the air, and just saying, we as a team, myself included, can be better. This, and that. I didn't play well to start the season, and I was just voicing my frustration of us as a team. I didn't mean to single out my teammate, things like that. I get that.
Because she did apologize and did try to clarify her statement. So I do give her the benefit of the doubt of that aspect. Like her intentions might not have been ill intent.
Yeah, and I understand, and good intentions paved the way to hell. I understand that, but at some point, to me, yeah, you also suspending her and holding her accountable. Hey, but the front office, can you hold yourself accountable too? I'm not saying that they have to publicly do nothing, but you do have to try and make this team better. That's all I'm saying. But my only point is this is a learning lesson. I don't think this is something that I don't believe she should be killed for. bro, like we be making fun of Malik Neighbors and how he act on the sideline and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
it's like, bro, you gotta like clean up your posture and stuff like that. But I'm not gonna kill you for it because I understand, bro. Like you want to win, and so I can't like I don't feel I can want like a lot of people want their athletes to care,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but we can't kill them for when they actually care and want to win. We've talked about I don't know how other I don't know how the WNBA get down, but we talked about some of these sports before. Some of these owners don't try to win.
Mm-hmm.
If they win, that's a byproduct of business.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. And I don't think that when you have the momentum that the WNBA is kicking and you put out this product, you as a competitor can't be happy because also this does affect you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like having a whole bunch of people around you in a team sport that ain't good can make shit really hard on you.
And that's where it's two things I wanted to rebuttal on that you said.
For
But
sure.
the last one that you just said, the team around you is really not good. I technically kind of compare her to it's a loose comparison, but she reminds me of a Draymond Green. Like
Okay.
Draymond Green alone, nasty work. But Draymond Green is an important piece, one of the most, not one of the most, but an important piece. When they were winning championships, he was top of the pyramid when it comes to importance of how he played, how he leaded, how he conducted himself, how he held teammates accountable, how he did things. But it's also the players around him that made him flourish and let his skill set come to fruition. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we also seen a year when Steph was hurt, Clay was hurt, and it was just him. Old Iguodala not playing and stuff like that. It was just him and the rest of them. And boy, how was he looking?
For
Nasty
sure.
work. And
And
some of the things that he was saying and some of his antics and some of the things that he was doing did not go well because once again, you're not winning. When you're not winning and you really not producing like to the level of like superstar status, who are you talking to? Feel what I'm saying? Now to her, I get it. Sometimes she has a rebellious, attitude towards same thing. And sometimes it works. But at some point, you also do need to know who you are and how our things are going to be perceived. Some things aren't going to like sometimes you just can't say, I'm blocking out the haters. I'm only gonna focus on the people that rock with me. Yes, the small percentage of people that rock with you heard those statements and 100% agreed. Be like, yo, this team is trash. Like, I feel you. You need to fix it, or I'm getting up out of it. They agreed with it. But she has a not a large fan base, but there is a large percentage of fan bases that ain't even WNBA fans that still talk about the WNBA that do not like her. So
for sure.
when they heard these comments, oh, you already know what type time it was when it came to that. So she got to understand, hey, this ain't the time to try to me against the world when you make statements like this because they ain't gonna get perceived the right way. Hence why they suspended her because they roll with the rest of the team instead of actually listening to what she really was saying because of the whole totality of the situation. When you break down the percentages of how it's going to be perceived and received.
I mean, a little less lip, a little more grip. Make some moves. But
And we're gonna move on, but I didn't want Curtis said, put it on the screen. Do y'all think Caitlin Clark would get the same reaction? This is a hypothetical question. I'm going to say this, right? Because her team is in the playoffs without her. So that's why I want to make this statement as a hypothetical situation now, right?
mm-hmm.
If she made this same exact statement, of course it would be perceived different because she's perceived different.
Right.
You feel what I'm
Because
saying? They would like, oh, we need to hurry up and get her some help. We need
right, and you know how it also will be like how we know it will be perceived different. You could tell by how Caitlin Clark's body language when stuff don't go right, how they perceive it. Like, oh, she's just a competitor. Like no, like, bro, you threw it in the third row. Why are you throwing your hands up? Like, like you did that. Like you fouled that person. You flopped and lost the ball. and it's just it's an agenda against Caitlin Clark. Remember that part?
Mm-hmm.
It was when the people who actually been following WNBA like, hey bro, they just foul hard. Like ain't nobody
This,
trying.
this the
Like
league.
this the league, dog. Like the W stand for WWE. So of course, it will be perceived different, but also I 100% think that sometimes this could also be a good thing because, like, for the league, the whole me against the world thing. Because sometimes, hey, when you have an antagonist, it like, and I'm speaking in the totality of the league again.
I understand.
You can have the totality, and we say it all the time in other sports. Like, hey, dog, like everybody's so buttoned up. Like, actually speak freely sometimes. Like, have personality. And so so that's another reason why I'm not condemning that. Like, I want you to have personality. I want you to speak
Oh, for
freely.
sure.
And sometimes it's just like, yeah, say what you want to say.
But the thing about now, your Malik Neighbors point, right? And every time that he has a hissy fit on the sideline or he does anything, everybody always come to his defense of, oh yeah, we understand because they like Malik Neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if they didn't like him like last year, him having a concussion and him having a concussion and him going to the concert. If you don't like him, oh, that's looked at totally different.
For sure.
Oh,
But
him week one, fussing on the sideline in week one already is looked at different. Like, Tyreek Hill.
So all I'm gonna say is, if you're gonna play that role, you have to play it without like care of how you're perceived. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't you have to, you can't just half step that. If you want to be that and be like, yo, I'm gonna speak my mind, I'm gonna show y'all my personality, this and that, you have to you got to live in it, and you can't
That's true.
you can't be sensitive when you start to get the blowback or the hate, or when you do stuff like, because people like, when she hurt her wrist or something, like when she like, I think she had she was in a cast and she was at a different game or something like that, and people's like, look at her, she don't even care. It's like, bro, like she's in a cast.
Like what you
What you want me like?
You know what I'm saying? Like she can't do that. But in this,
So that's all I'm saying. Like, you
yeah,
just have to understand that you're in a lose-lose situation anyway, and then just be like, all right, cool.
She's not in a lose-lose situation. This only a temporary loss when it comes to perception of how they're reacting to her comments.
Yeah.
Okay, trader.
I was just talking about in general.
No,
but,
I'm attacking that point.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Go ahead, trader. Please free her.
Yeah, absolutely.
And see what happens.
And the thing about your Draymond point, though, the one thing that I can say is that team got better when they let her be kind of like the playmaker, and let her kind of the offense and stuff run through her. And that's why I think that, yes, your point about Draymond kind of like is true in a sense, but I think in the terms of like how she can be beneficial, I think it's a little bit more that, like, to what she can bring to a team in a sense. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I just think that with this team, she can bring a little bit more, especially if she's the facilitator and kind of has a little bit more help around her. I'm not saying it's got to be,
It was a
all-star greats and stuff like that, but
it was a loose comparison. But the similarities were there. So I just want to use that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that I think that for what she can do for a team, I think it can be helpful. And as she gets, more years in this league, she could possibly be that vocal leader that, hey, yeah, like, I'm not like, yeah, I understand now. I'm not gonna say this stuff in front of, the media or on the podcast. Hey, shut the door. We got to talk.
And that's why, I like I said it's a win-win situation. It's a win-win for her. Like you said, if you want to, because you're going to have to improve the team.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to do something. Like the onus is like the eyes are on you. The attention is on you, front office, to do something. Or at the same time, trader. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how she act when like I say, because you can't trade her to another worst team of the league. Y'all are the bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the barrel.
So we've seen her with better play because we've seen her in the unrivaled league.
Yeah.
So Like, let's not. All right, let's move on, man, because be here all night talking about it.
And I was just gonna say earlier in the season, I asked for Camila Cardoso to step her game up because hey, as much heat as Angel was getting, you are the higher pick. You were looked at as one of those. So like, hey, you getting to be a real Matt Staffordy. Ain't nobody talking about you, and you was a high pick too.
But you did also at the same time when she came back from international play,
Yeah, she stepped it up.
she was playing but like I said, but the roster's flawed. Like,
Man, they love their country. Boy, them players, when they get to go play for their country, they be hooping.
yeah, they better than me.
You want me to come back? Where?
Never coming back.
Shit. Y'all gonna have to extradite me. That's the only way I'm coming back.